ago, and I got a chance to do a book thing at the book bin. And the book bin I would not say is a Christian place necessarily, right? It's just kind of a secular bookstore. And so I'm preaching the gospel. And I am just out there pounding this book and preaching the gospel. And I've got like 6 people there for me. And 2 I paid. But the most fascinating thing about it was the eavesdroppers. Because there were people in the aisles listening, but they didn't want to be seen because,
Preaching the gospel.
yeah, preaching the gospel, we don't want to have to be seen. But the whole store was kind of watching, and I was just getting such a kick out of the fact that no one actually wanted to be seen watching, because they might be afraid. But the 6 people I had there was great.
Was it your book that you brought here and gave to some of us? It was like a book signing?
Yeah, it was a book signing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So tonight, I get to preach at you again. Your favorite time of the week, your Sunday ear beating. Are you ready?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Last time I was here, we spoke about setting goals for yourself for the new year. Hope that worked out for you. Stick with it. It's been 10 days. I don't know how you're doing. But I'm switching gears to something else tonight because that's what I do. God delights in you. God delights in you. He says that he sings and glorifies you and all sorts of great stuff. And it doesn't even matter if you're a believer or not. People are like, what? He likes people that aren't believers? He doesn't just like us? No, he loves everybody. It's great. You ever see that thing that says, love God, love others, like Lisa was saying, and love your neighbor, including your gay neighbor and your Muslim neighbor and your Republican or Democrat neighbor or whatever, right? You love everyone. God loves everyone. But here's what's going to be fascinating tonight. We're going to talk about what we call conditional blessings with the word if. As in, if you do this, I'll do that. See, God loves you unconditionally. He loves you even if you don't like him. He loves you even if you don't believe in him. I get a lot of people that aren't believers, and they say, what are you doing? I'm a pastor. Oh, I don't believe in that. So that's okay. He believes in you. He's God. It doesn't matter what you think. He believes in you. And that's a wonderful thing because you always have the opportunity because he's always reaching out to you. See, his love is unconditional. It doesn't matter who you are, what you think. It's his choice. See, Lisa said agape is a choice to love. Well, God made that choice. He chose to love us. It's not up to you. It's an awesome thing. And what's also not conditional is really salvation. If you believe in Jesus, he's got him in your heart, he died for your sins, woo! So your performance, let's say you really suck at stuff, you're not going to lose heaven because of that. The only time you lose heaven is if you reject God. Say, no, I know who you are, no, I don't want you. What's God supposed to do with that? You ever been in a relationship and you love somebody and they don't love you back? No matter how much you love them, they're like, friend zone.
Friend zone.
Well, you can friend zone God, right? Say, I know you love me, but... And that's the only way that you can choose that path. You decide you're not, I don't want
It's a
that.
beginning.
And that's your choice.
Yeah.
But the blessings and the promises. We talk about, a lot of pastors talk about, oh, you can be blessed this way, and oh, there's God's promises, this and that and the other. Yeah, there are. But I want to walk you through the Old Testament and New Testament and talk to you about how they are conditional. Love's not conditional. You don't do anything. He's going to love you. And he's never going to love you less, and he's never going to love you more, no matter what you do. Even if you reject him and say, I don't want you. He loves you. Right? And once you get your salvation, the only way you lose it is if you reject it. That's cool. However, you want to be blessed? You want these promises to come true that God talks about, that I talk about, everyone talks about? Well, you have a partnership role to play in this. Let me put it this way. Let's say you got a middle schooler. I mentor high schoolers, but I would never do anything in middle school. I once did a security job. I was at a security company. We did school security. And I went to a middle school to do the security review. I will never go back to a middle school in my life. That place is just insane. Those people don't have their brains on. But let's say you have a middle schooler. And this middle schooler is running away from home, smoking dope, doing vandalism, who knows whatever else. When that middle schooler comes home, are you giving them a trip to Disneyland? No. We don't enable bad behavior, right? Well, sometimes you do, and you get what you get. But we try not to enable bad behavior. We want corrective behavior. So sometimes you say, you don't get the Disneyland trip until you get your grades up. Or you stop stealing cars. Whatever it may be. Well, God's the same with us. He's in partnership with us, and he's like, you want a blessing? We gotta do some things my way, not yours. Because we're rebellious little people, aren't we? I looked over here, and this person just looked down. What's that about? I think I hit home with that one. We rebel against God all the time. God's like, well, you want to be blessed, you got to kind of do it my way, because I'm God, you're not. So let me tell you what the key word here is. I have a buddy I meet every Friday, and we talk about the Bible, we talk about our lives, and we noticed that the word if is all over the Bible. Let me just read some of this to you. If my people will humble themselves and pray and repent, I will be their God, they will be my people. If. Well, if not, then I won't be your God. You won't be my people because you're not doing it. How about this one? If my people seek my face, well, you have this role to play. You have to actually seek them out. What happens if you don't? Nothing happens if you don't. Right? You're on your own. Good luck. Let me know how it works out for you. If you confess, God will be faithful and forgive, Scripture says. If you don't confess, what happens? You have unconfessed sin, God can't do anything with that. What's he supposed to do? Forgive you for something you haven't told him about? It's not like he doesn't know, but he wants you to own it, right? I told you this first step of a 12-step program is admitting you've got a problem. Right? God's like, y'all got a problem. I'm waiting for you to tell me about it. How many of you have been in a place though where you're not there yet? You're not ready. Your timing's not right.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You can't get there. Okay, God knows that. But if you confess your sins, if you get there, if you get to a place where you can say, okay, you're right, I'm wrong, then he will forgive you every single time. No questions asked. Ooh, but that's conditional. There's an if. How about this one? If you ask. I have a friend, I love him to death, and he was having a problem, and he didn't want to ask God because it was a little problem. And he kept having a problem. And he said, I don't want to bother God because I'll bother God with the big stuff. I'm like, dude, really? God cares about everything. It says he knows every hair on your head. He knows the sparrows. He wants to hear the little stuff too. But if you don't ask, he can't give. See, we're in partnership here. This isn't about God just acting, be one of these gods that just does stuff to you, good or bad. It's about we have a partnership, and how we do things is directly related to the response he gives us. I like this one. If you knock, I will answer. I will come in. I'll be with you. If you don't knock, what's he supposed? How do you ever know that nobody's at your door? I got a package from Amazon today, and we just bought a new house, and we moved in Thursday. 13 and a half hours of grueling moving. We just watched the guys do it. We're old, we're boomers. What do you want from us? Until these poor young men, 5 of them, just killed themselves. We changed our address, but you don't really know someone's going to come, right? Because you're like, oh, do I have the address change as well? So I get home today, Lisa's upstairs in her office working, and there they are, there's my Amazon package. She didn't hear a thing. I'm sure they knocked. She's like, no, they didn't. They always knock. But she didn't hear. So maybe they didn't knock. How does she know the Amazon guys are at the door if they don't knock? If you knock, I will open the door and I will meet with you, is what it says. If you don't knock, how does he know? How do you know? Right? I really like this one. If we endure. Oh man, how many of us can't suck it up? How many of us are just like, I'm just not doing this, right? Yeah. I'm a military guy, and we used to say, embrace the suck. Just embrace it. It's not going to get better. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to suck, so just do it. There's a SEAL team leader by the name of Marshenko, And he said, thou hast not to like it, thou simply hast to do it. If you endure, if you simply do it, if you suck it up, God will be faithful to you. And that's where you read the Beatitudes. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. All that stuff he says, that's what this is about. If you endure, I'll be faithful. So there's all these if. If you do that, I will do this. If you do that, I will do this. If you do that, I will do that. And that's like, okay, John, that's great. All this biblical stuff, I should get my Bible because I'm preaching. All this biblical stuff about if, what does that have to do with me today? And that's always the most important question, right? This has no relevance to you unless you can put it in terms of what you're going through in your life right now. So what I want to do is take some of these ifs and kind of get real with you and talk about what it looks like in real life. All right. Please fasten your seatbelt. So what we see in the pattern is if you humble yourself, you submit to Jesus, ask, seek, and knock, believe, and love. Those are the kind of key pieces. So let's apply it. If you want to overcome your addictions, you need to love God more than you love booze, dope, crack, heroin, money, men, whatever it is. You have to love God more than that. That's the if. I was with a fellow about 3 weeks ago, and he's a recovering heroin addict. And you know that people have relapses, and that's okay. And he had a real bad week relapse. And Lisa and I met with him for a lunch. And I was really honest with him. I said, look, I can't help people that don't want to be part of the solution. It's one hand clapping. I can give you all my time. I can give you all my advice. I can give you all my money. I can give you all my emotions. And it's not going to do anything. Because it's one person trying to clap. Things have to be done in partnership. And I said, so here's what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to let you call me back when you're ready. When you're ready. When you love God more than you love heroin, you let me know. And I will be there for you, brother. I'm waiting for that phone call still. He's not there yet. Will he get there? I don't know. I hope so. I love the guy. Will he get there? But when he does, when he finally realizes he loves God more than he loves heroin, his life will change. But there's a big if. If you love God more than you love your addiction. And it's brutally hard. I mean, some of you in this room have experienced this. Right? And even in this place, where they're pounding you with the gospel. I mean, I'm not the only one. I hope.
No, you're not.
I would feel real special. Everyone's pounding you with the gospel. But for those who have something that they love more than God, God says, I will bless you beyond measure if you love me more than you love that other thing. Mm-hmm. But if you don't love me more than you love that other thing, I'll wait. Mm-hmm. I'll wait. Jesus says, if you love your mother and father more than you love me, you have no part of me. He didn't say I'm leaving you. What he says, look, you can't be distracted in terms of who you love and what you love. You can't love money and God. Right? You got to pick one. Right? And so this first one's really real. If you love God more than you love whatever else it is. Right? Comfort, money, prestige, power. Another faith. Another power, another thing. I have friends that are Christian that love crystals. Now, personally, I don't think they do anything. I saw some great bumpers the other day. It was so funny. The car said, don't piss a witch off. I'm like, I can take that, like, as a man, I can take that several ways. But I thought, if any of that had real power, it would do something. I've never seen someone that was like Wicca or whatever they were, have transformation in their life that changed them. Fundamentally change who they are. I've never seen it. But I know that the perception of the power that it gives is intoxicating. Makes you feel you're part of something. Makes you feel important. Makes you feel valued. Makes you feel all those things that we need to have in our lives. But that's a God-sized hole. And the temporary thing you find through that other thing, it can be sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I don't care what it is you fill that hole with. It's not going to fill it. But Scripture says, if you love God more than those things, I'll come. I will fill you. I will change you. I will transform you. I will make you the person I created you to be. How about that? I pounded that one because it was my number one on my list. Let's go to number 2. If you want to overcome depression, anxiety, you need to give more value to heavenly things than earthly things. When we get depressed, what are we depressed about? I'm so depressed that heaven's going to have golden roads. I'm so depressed that in heaven I get to drink living water. That's not what I get depressed about. I get depressed about earthly things. I'm kind of bummed out my wife's not spending more time with me. I'm kind of bummed out that I'm not making as much money. I'm kind of bummed out I'm living here. And we give all this value to the worldly things. And then we get bummed out. Well, yeah. I'm kind of anxious because I don't want a job. I'm kind of anxious because I owe some money. I'm kind of anxious because of the court, this or that. And when I get anxious, you know what calms me down? That always helps me down. I'm serious. I got to show you that I'm a pastor. Don't look so shocked. You give value to things that have no value. And it bums you out. Men, family, all this stuff. I'm not saying they're not important. I'm saying they're not as important as Jesus. And Jesus said, keep your eyes on heavenly things and don't worry about the earthly things. These things are going to come and go. But heavenly things are eternal and for real. And you're going to die and you're going to be there eternally, right? You're all immortal. You know that? Did you know that? All of you are immortal. The moment you were born, you were immortal. You're not dying. You're going up or you're going down. But you're going somewhere for the rest of eternity. So why don't I keep my eyes on heavenly things? See, I get less bummed out when I think about what's heaven going to really be like. How cool is it going to be to see like my mom and some other people I haven't seen in decades? How cool is it going to be that when we're all together, singing "Holy, Holy, Holy is the Lord God Almighty"? When we're perfected and we see each other in perfect light, in perfect relationship instead of the way we see each other now, how awesome is that going to be? That doesn't get me depressed at all. As a matter of fact, I'm like, come on, asteroid, let's do it.
Yes.
I'm ready anytime. But you will be depressed by the temporary things of this earth. And that's why Jesus warned us, hey, don't value this stuff. Because if you do, all it's going to do is bring you misery. So if you want to be blessed and have more clarity in terms of your emotions, you okay? I know the Heimlich.
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Whew, I thought I was going to have to save someone there. Okay. I'll keep an eye on it, just in case.
You know.
Just in case.
Good job.
You keep your eyes on those heavenly things, you will find the earthly things don't bother you so much. And you will have relief. Because that's what God does, He heals. Right. How about this one? If you want God to help you, stop being so prideful. Yeah, I like that one. A lot of us don't want God's help. Come on.
Don't work that way.
Come on. That's not how God works. Now, I was beat up one night. I was at a meeting with close friends, and I was talking about submission. That's a nice, good churchy word, submission. And the person looks me dead in the eye. And she says, it's not submission, Tom, it's surrender. That's the problem.
Whoa.
That's pretty presumptuous of you to tell me. You know the difference between submission and surrender is? I control submission.
Yeah.
I get to control what I submit and what I don't. Surrender is, I give up. Everything. I give up. And it was a great lesson because In our pride, we always talk about submission. I'm going to submit this part of my life. I want to submit that part of my life. I'm going to do that. It's not that. That's not Christianity. Christianity is complete surrender. I am giving up myself to you. Jesus said if you want to save your life, you got to lose it. You lose your life by surrendering. You don't lose it by submitting. What you do when you submit is you're like, oh, I'll give you this little piece here and that little piece. I want to take this little piece. Remember that when we had like candy? One for you, two for me. We kind of do that with God, don't we? Yeah. So, we're prideful. If you want to be blessed, humble yourself. Allow God to help. Allow God to carry you. Allow Him to carry you. I was one of those guys that He tried to carry and just was dragging me. My feet were kicking, you know. Like the kid at the Walmart when you got to take them out. I didn't let God carry me, and I should have. It would have been a lot easier. But you won't be blessed if you want to be prideful. Because what's He supposed to do? Right? Oh, good. If you want to be independent, living independent of this place, have your own place, be, just solid. If you need to do it His way, not yours. This is really hard because you see people in life that do it their way, that do really well. They make a lot of money. They have a lot of prestige and all that stuff. But let me ask you this. Take a look at our Hollywood idols. They're millionaires. They're popular, right? They are miserable people. I mean, they are depressed and committing suicide. And they're not nice. Not nice. When you look at that and go, wow, maybe it's not the materialism piece. Because they're not doing it God's way, they're doing it their way. And the system will reward that, right? But when you do it God's way, what happens is this. He will bless you with contentment. Jesus says, I will give you a peace beyond understanding. You don't even understand this. Your brains are so, you're not going to get this. It only comes from me. I can't even explain it to you. I talked once before about contentment being this idea that no matter what your circumstances, you're content in your soul. Your soul is well. Because you're good with God. So no matter what this life feeds you, your soul is well. Now some of you in this room, your soul may not be well. Okay. And God's crying out to you, through me and others, that, well, there's a way to do that. The way you do that is understanding that He does things differently than us. His ways are not our ways. His ways are higher than our ways, right? Jesus says, if you love me, you'll do what I say. It says in Luke, why do you say you love me if you don't do what I tell you to do? What's that about? If you and I are friends, and you ask me for a favor, every time you ask, I say, no. What kind of friend am I? Why do you say you weren't friends? Jesus said that. So to do things His way, this is a bad thing to say. It's His way or the highway, right? Jesus says you're either with me or against me. You know that joke that there's a highway to hell but only a stairway to heaven? If you want to be independent, if you want your life back, if you want reconciliation, if you want healing from past trauma, if you want to move forward to new normal, I'm going to talk about new normal next Sunday. You want to find a new path. You want to be the person God created you to be. You know you can't go back. You can never go back. This is from the book of Don Henley, that great theologian. Said, don't look back, don't ever look back. Okay, one person knows that song. I'm speaking in song verses here. I got one follower.
You got two. I know that one too.
He's a great theologian.
Yeah, sure.
So he was part of the band Eagles, by the way. There's so much education I have to do right now. You can't go back.
No.
No matter what you had, it's gone. That time is gone. Now you move forward and you say, okay, what's this new normal going to look like? And what God created me to do? And what am I going to do? Am I going to do God's way, or am I going to try to do it the way I did that got me into the place I am? And it's your choice. This is the beautiful thing. Remember agape? It's your choice. And God still loves you. I mean, let's say you choose, let's say you're a Packers fan.
It's a bad day for the Packers.
It's a good day for everyone else. Let's say you're a Packers fan. God still loves you. You don't have to make that choice. I know. Did those burn your feet? She's wearing Packer shoes. I'm surprised you can even walk. Oh my gosh. Horrible. Those things are burning my eyes.
I wonder why you kept squinting.
I'm a Bears fanatic, so that's why I'm a bad Packers guy. No matter our choices, no matter if we choose bad men, whether we choose bad choices, whether we choose whatever we choose, God loves you. God will love you, no matter what. He's got something better for you. People ask me about the hard issues. What about homosexuality and transgenderism? That's the thing they always get preachers on. I said, look, God loves you. We're all broken. We're all born broken. I got my things, you got your things. And that's between you and God. Okay? But I know this, from my life, I can only speak about my experience. God had something better for me. Now, I was not humble, and I was not surrendered, and I was not a good person, and I didn't love people. I was worse than any of you in here. Paul said in there, of all the sinners, I'm the worst. I guarantee in here, it's me. The difference between me and you is, I got it. Now, I got hit by a holy 2x4, whole bunch. I got welts. From God going, "Are you listening yet? Come on, son. Let's get it." No, I don't get it.
Between God and Lisa.
Between God and Lisa, no doubt. But I wanted something different. I had to have a new normal. I had to go and do all these things. And God said, look, you got to humble yourself. You got to believe. You got to surrender. You've got to trust me. And I said, I don't trust anybody. Why should I trust you? Because I've been there every step of the way with you, you little brat. And when I look back, you had. And so when you think about if and conditional blessings, do you want to be blessed by God?
Yeah.
He's not going to buy you a Mercedes, I guarantee you.
What about
Gives
Rolls
us
Royce?
blessings.
But he will bless you exactly the way you need to be blessed.
He does.
If you partner with him. If you do your part. If you don't do your part, you'll get what you get. And that might be great. It may suck. That's a roll of the dice. I'm not rolling those dice. If I've got a guarantee that God's going to help me and do for me and bless me and give me promises and all that, versus the roll of the dice that I may get something I may not, I'm taking door number one.
Yeah.
You ever see that game show? I'll take door number 3 and it's like a donkey and a cart. Don't play that game. Don't play that game. Take the prize. What is the price of right? I'll give you $1,000 right now, or you can have take the $1,000.
It's called Let's Make a Deal.
Thank you. Let's make a deal. Yeah. See, I'm so old that my brain.
And then his price is right, and then jingle the rest.
See, I'm mixing the two up. Someone's watching way too much daytime TV. You are banned from the data room.
The TV doesn't work in there anyway.
So let me finish up. So I'm wasting your Sunday night. Just want to let you know. You can be blessed. You can have the promises. You can have everything God tells you can have. If you do what he says. It's that simple. If you love me, you'll do what I say. Love him more than everything else, and you'll get your heart's desire. Love everything else more than you love him, and you will get your heart's desire. Let me pray with you. Father, what a great group of women. So much fun. I just love coming here, Lord. Thanks for who they are, how you've made them, and even thank you for what they've been through. Because what they've been through has made them what they are and what they're going to be. And so, Lord, just I would ask that tonight that you would soften their hearts, the Holy Spirit would move, and that they would find places where that they can surrender to you, where they can get a blessing, where they can find a promise, and that I ask, Lord, that you tangibly answer those. You know what's in their hearts. You know their pain. You know their reconciliation issues. You know everything about them. You know their struggles, even if some are just really struggling right now. You know even the ones in here that don't like you or don't even believe in you. So, Lord, I would just ask that you hit them with a holy 2x4. They need it. Lord, Lord, just love these women. They are your daughters, and just show them tangibly that you are here for them. You've never left their side, and that you so badly want to have a deeper relationship with them. Praise in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, guys.